just stuff that we can talk about, and other stuff is just stuff I want you to know about. Just to start out, since we were just talking to Professor Wolf, I've mentioned before, Aiden Forecast is one of the underwriters of our program, and they have a daily newsletter that goes out. It's called the Daily Pfennig, written by Chuck Butler, and who's also undergoing cancer therapy. He keeps us up to date on how he's doing, which is fascinating. He's such an upbeat guy. But in any case, in today's newsletter, he's quoting Jim Quinn, who has a website called the Burning Platform website, which is, you know, it's all about economics, but it's kind of little crazy right wing. But that's okay. Sometimes, you know, when they're talking about money, people, regardless of their politics, have good things to say. So this guy, Jim Quinn, and I went over and looked at Burning Platform to check it out. He says, real median household income just surpassed the level achieved in 1999. Let that sink in. By the way, in 1999, keep in mind, this is household income. And, you know, back 30, 40 years ago, the average household had 1.1 person working. In other words, you know, most families were not two wage earner households. They were just, you know, one person earning a living. Now you've got, on average, I think it's something like 1.7, 1.8. We're approaching households having two incomes to produce this kind of pay, this kind of revenue, which is around $59,000 a year, which is the median household income. He said, think about that for a second. It took 17 years for the average American family to get back to a household income that it was at in 1999. And he says that $59,000 of household income in 2017 does not go as far as it did in 1999. Even the Bureau of Labor Statistics manipulated inflation shows an 87% increase in medical costs since 1999, an 80% increase in energy costs, a 51% increase in food costs, a 53% increase in housing costs, and a 115% increase in college education. And of course, the BLS changed their methodology, boosting household income by $1,700 in 2013. So in reality, average household income right now is actually below where it was in 1999. The wonders of Reaganomics, right? 30 years of Reaganomics have brought us this economy. Speaking of money, this is hysterical. A San Diego girl sold more than 300 boxes of Girl Scout cookies over a weekend. Where? Drum roll. The local pot dispensary. If you want to sell Girl Scout cookies, go stand in front of the marijuana dispensary. Meanwhile, notorious bigot Donald Trump tweeted this morning, "Congratulations, Elon Musk and SpaceX on the successful Falcon Heavy launch. This achievement, along with NASA's commercial and international partners, continues to show American ingenuity at its best." I guarantee you Donald Trump did not write that email. It is actually literate. It actually has complete sentences, and it doesn't hit anybody because, he's just, congratulations. I mean, come on, number one. And number two, I replied to it. I retweeted Trump's tweet, and I said, but isn't Elon Musk an immigrant from one of those S-hole countries? Actually, he is. I mean, he's a South African immigrant to the United States. And Trump is not, although Elon Musk replied to Trump, "Thank you on behalf of SpaceX, an exciting future lies ahead." That was very noble of him. He didn't point it out, but I did. So it's just amazing what Elon Musk has done between SpaceX and Tesla. Just incredible. And powering hospitals in Puerto Rico right now while FEMA isn't doing much. Tragically, I mean, this is what happens when you have an incompetent or outright hateful Republican Party. Speaking of the Republican Party, Mike Pence was put in charge of the presidential transition team. It was Mike Pence's job to run the transition team. Remember, Chris Christie was first the head of it, and then they kicked him out, and Pence came in. And that was in November of 2016, a full year before the election. Or excuse me, right after the election, or at the time of the election, the transition team, there's a full year little more than a year and 3 months ago from now, excuse me. And so much for math in my head. But the fascinating thing about this is that the House Intelligence Committee has looked at literally thousands of emails. Over at shareblue.com, Oliver Willis is writing about this. Thousands of emails from the transition team where they were talking about all kinds of stuff, like, Mike Flynn and, the fact that he was taking $500,000 from Turkey to lobby for them. At the same time, he was national security director. At the same time, he was on the transition team, blah, blah, blah. And they can't find, in fact, Elijah Cummings told the transition team this, that Flynn was lobbying on behalf of a foreign entity. But they can't find Mike Pence's name or email address on any of these emails. So either he just, really wasn't the head of the transition team, or they are scrubbing this stuff to protect the guy who could be the next president. Pretty strange stuff.